This time, I tackle Namibia, one of the driest countries on Earth.
This place looks horrible.
Home to some seriously dangerous animals.
There's definitely a big cat around here.
I get off to a great start.
Food. Glorious food.
But my obsession with one potential food source ends badly.
It's game over for me.
And leaves me facing starvation.
Just have to catch something.
I'm Ed Stafford. I've walked the length of the Amazon and survived on a desert island with only a camera to film my adventure. Now, I've set myself a new challenge to prove I can make it in some of the world's toughest environments.
Oh my God.
Using only what I find around me.
Already had a kidney and a bit of dinner.
I'll be left completely alone for 10 days with nothing.
Words cannot describe how I feel right now.
No film crew, no food, no water.
The sun is directly overhead, it's boiling hot.
Not even a knife.
Right, come on, Ed, get a move on.
This time, it's about more than survival. I want to see if I can thrive.
Yes!
Anywhere.
Let's do it. Let's do it. It's time to go.
I'm in Namibia, in southwest Africa. A vast country, made up largely of desert. It has a tiny human population living alongside a host of dangerous wildlife. I'm being dropped in the remote Omahiki region near the border of Botswana. And I'm here right at the end of a very long dry season.
Weird feeling of apprehension. It's impossible to be 100% relaxed, I think, if you're about to get into an unknown situation. Okay. Vehicle's dropped me off. This place looks horrible. It's just thorns and dry stuff. Crikey. Okay. I've been dropped off in the middle of Namibia with just a pair of shorts and my bare hands. With me, I've got just the camera equipment that I need in order to film this whole thing.
As well as a first aid kit and satellite phone for emergencies. But nothing to help me thrive. First, I have to sort out my 4 survival priorities. Water, food, fire, and shelter.
It's dry. My first priority is water. That's the way I'm going.
Before going into isolation, I met the Sand Bushmen who've thrived in this harsh environment for thousands of years. Like them, I know that any remaining waterholes are likely to be downhill. Following this dried up river gully seems my best bet.
Ah, look at this. This is baboon. That's a good sign. If baboons can survive out here, so can I. That, however, is slightly more ominous. Looks like the first sign of a kill. I think that's a large antelope, but to kill an animal this size, I reckon this would have to be a leopard. That's a warning shot across the bows, isn't it? There's definitely a big cat around here, and I think it's probably a leopard.
Leopards are stealthy and powerful predators. But they're not the only thing I need to look out for. There's also venomous snakes, including the infamous black mamba, and smaller things with a nasty bite that can carry diseases. It's 40 degrees. I'm dehydrating, and I need water fast.
Trying to do a few things at once. I'm trying to think and walk. It's Africa. It's the end of dry season. The plus side of that is that I should be able to find the materials in order to make fire. And if there's a predator around here, then I probably need to make fire tonight, don't I? Yeah. This bush here is a raisin bush. Raising bushes are what the sand bushmen used to light fires. And that'll make a brilliant drill. That is half the fire kit done already. I can see the river channel is narrowing ahead.
And it looks like it's getting greener.
Which could be a good sign. I can see water through the gap there. It's water. It is water. It's massive. It's really, really big. Look at that lake. Food. That's what birds mean to me. Food.
Any animals here will drink from this water. It could be harbouring parasites and disease. Digging a hole and allowing the water to seep through could act as a natural filter.
It looks quite dirty at the moment. I just can't be choosers. Tastes a little bit earthy to say the least, but that's liquid and I'm happy. I'm just looking at this lake and thinking, this could be abundant, this could be one of the most plentiful missions I've ever been on. Exciting.
But food for me also means food for other carnivores. So before I get too carried away, I need to find a base camp. It'll be dark soon, and with predators about, I need to sleep off the ground.
Okay, these two trees up here look fairly promising. I'll just see if I can literally wedge myself in the in between those two boughs there, and what's that near the bank? That looks like. Okay, there's baboons on the other side of the lake. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are they all baboons? There's loads, there's about 15.
I've had close encounters with baboons, and they can be extremely territorial and aggressive. I need to get fire going to keep them and anything else at bay.
This wood is like dream wood. This is so light, and it's bone dry. I think this will make a perfect hearth. I've got a drill, I've got a hearth, I've got a knife. All I need now is some very, very dry tinder to make a little tinder bundle out of. I can get a fire going. Remember? Yes! Yes, fire! Fire, fire, fire. Oop, there's my drill. Not on that. Oh, God. My biggest worry now, this place is bone dry, and I cannot cause a bushfire.
Wildfires can spread incredibly quickly and destroy everything in their path. The majority are started by humans. But with these stones in place, I'm happy that my fire is contained.
Fire!
I've got water, a shelter of sorts, and fire. Now, I just need something to cook on it. I've spotted several types of birds I can eat, and as it turns to dusk, bigger animals start to appear.
There is 6 massive animals over there. There's 4 very large antelope. And there's 2 warhog, and that means pig, which means bacon. I'm just running through my mind the traps that I've got up here that I can use to catch animals of that size.
It won't be easy. All these animals usually flee at any sign of predators, which is exactly how they'll see me. But turning hunter will have to wait till tomorrow. It's getting dark, so, along with my fire, I build a boma, a ring of thorny branches around my tree to protect me.
That's better, isn't it? Got fire going down there. And I'm up in the tree. It's quite warm as well. But importantly, I'm off the ground. And I'm safe from any predators. Not sure about sleeping. The possibilities here are unbelievable. If I get this right, I could be eating game, I could be eating duck, I could even be eating bacon. I just need to use this and these to catch them.
But that soon turns out to be harder than I think. I'm Ed Stafford, and I've just spent my first night in Namibia up a tree. I've managed to make fire and find water, but I've yet to eat anything, despite all the possibilities surrounding me.
It's pretty serene here this morning.
If I'm going to thrive here, as well as find food, I need to make myself a proper shelter.
I've got to be honest, I had a terrible night's sleep up there, and so I'm going to build myself a platform. But just looking at that tree, and then looking over at this tree, I think I've been parking at the wrong tree. Okay, this is where I'm going to build my castle in the sky. I can have a fire on the floor underneath so I can have underfloor heating, and also I've got a sneaky view, a bit like a hide, of the water, so I can see all the animals without them seeing me.
This should help me sleep safe and sound.
Oh, I can actually lie down. That's really good. That is really, really good.
Shelter sorted, my focus shifts to my stomach. I've seen no sign of edible plants, so my only option is to catch something.
I am hungry. Building this shelter has made me extraordinarily hungry. Maybe it's time to start thinking about setting some traps. It's very soon going to be the heat of the day, so I'm just out on a bit of a hunt.
Plants should provide cordage material for me to make bird traps, but I'm so hungry now, I'll eat anything I can find.
I haven't eaten anything, so... Oh, just had a little wiggle. It scared me. Creamy. Scorpion. Okay, that there is a little scorpion. And he can't do much because I've taken his sting off.
This bush picnic packs a poultry protein punch. I need to get going with my trapping and catch something bigger.
Little grasshopper. Oh, juicy.
Eventually, I find the plant I need.
Okay, this is what I've been looking for, this oryx horn plant. It's a very spiky plant.
I can use this to make string for my traps.
Very good morning's work. I'm utterly exhausted. I think there's just one more thing I want to do before I rest up and start making string. That was refreshing. Reset button. An utter reset button. There is just so much activity in here. It's got to be catfish. This is such a prime area. Maybe I stirred up some of the things that they're eating on the bottom of the lake bed.
This natural bay looks like the perfect place to make a fish trap.
Teasing me at the moment. This place is teasing me with the amount of potential options. I keep getting excited with the next big plan. I think first though is bird trap. I'm going to make the cordage today, and I could be eating well. Could be eating well within a day or two.
These plants might not be edible, but they'll help me catch food.
You see that?
Whilst the string for my nooses dries, the temperature has dropped enough for me to build my fish trap.
Okay, this is my plan. I've got the coast here, and a big bay here. The catfish are coming in here, and it's really shallow. So my plan is to build 2 walls, one there and one there, so that the catfish come in, get funneled through this little gap, and I should have myself some catfish for dinner. Why don't you use these big lumps of driftwood and then pin them down with the stones, and I should make myself those quite big walls in no time at all. It's an investment, but you know, hopefully, if it works, we'll keep working again and again and again. That could provide me with a plentiful supply, like a sustainable supply.
It's taking longer than I thought, so I'll finish it in the morning and get my bushman's traps made this evening in the last few hours of light.
Okay, I've got the string ready for my first trap. But that's your noose.
I know from the sand bushman which seeds the birds here like. I'm baiting 2 traps to maximise my chances of catching something.
Okay, trap set. The guinea fowl puts his head down into there, eats the seed, dislodges the toggle, the noose tightens, and the whip arm, boom, kicks up.
After all that activity, I'm completely wiped out. It's the end of day 2, and all I've eaten is a handful of bugs.
It's a beautiful evening. I'm starting to get hungry now, I have to say. It's so dry. There's nothing else to eat around here. There's no fruits, there's no berries, there's no nuts, there's no tubers. Nothing. I just have to catch something. Can't really see anything. I feel like standing on marbles in the dark. I'm lying down and I'm 6 foot off the ground. That's pretty good, isn't it? Morning. The sun is just literally bouncing off the surface of the water. Before the heat of the day, I'm going to go down and finish my trap for the catfish. I need to eat. I do need to eat. It's done. It's finished. Filled every single conceivable gap, and nothing that's bigger than my 2 fingers can squeeze out of this trap.
The final piece is the plug, which, once I've driven the fish in, will stop them escaping.
Trap done.
I suspect I've scared all the fish away, so I'm leaving the trap to settle for a bit. Now, to check my bird traps.
It's been sprung. It has been sprung. I got a bird! Not sure exactly what bird this is, but that's a good amount of protein. If I get some fish today as well, I'll be eating well. There's quite a lot of catfish jumping in the water now, so I'm going to try my first drive, looping round and trying to push the catfish into the hole. It's not a catfish. It's not a catfish. A brace of fish with the bird. Good meal. Happy days. Nice one. Time of plenty has started, hasn't it? I turned up here and I thought, this should be an eating fest.
My first few days of hard graft are starting to pay off. This will be my first proper meal in 3 days.
Okay, one plucked bird, ready for roasting. Fish first, I think. Always loves bones. Worth it when you've got big chunks of white fish like that. I'm eating well. I'm eating absolutely so well. I think this mission so far is a success.
That's until I make a serious tactical error and become my own worst enemy.
It's game over for me.
I'm Ed Stafford, and I'm 4 days into my mission in Namibia, having started with nothing. I ate well last night, but to really thrive, I need a varied diet, so it's time to start thinking big.
The warthogs are just down here. Starting to build up a picture of the wildlife around here. And if they're coming out there each day and drinking, then maybe this is where I think about setting a pig trap.
To figure out the best place to lay one, I'm following the warthog tracks.
I'd love to get a warthog because I can cut that up and I can get through that as well. And I can eat all the bacon and pork chops and pork belly. Oof. I can smell dead animal, rotting animal. So there's probably a carcass around here somewhere. That's it. Okay, and this is well dead. This is a little antelope. Ah, it's disgusting.
It's not fresh enough for me to eat, but it looks like other animals have been feeding on it. If there are meat eaters around, I need to know if I'm in serious danger. So I'm leaving one of my cameras running to see if it catches anything.
Okay, that should do. Okay, this is the first sign of human activity since I've been here. This must be an old boundary line or something. You can see the row of stones leading away from it. But what I'm thinking is this wire could be very, very useful for me.
I'll make some wire snares, which should, hopefully, improve my chances of catching a warthog. But hope alone won't fill my belly. And my bird traps are empty today, so it's down to my fish trap. Thankfully, the 2 days I spent building it are proving worthwhile.
Aha, first one of the day. Aha, got one. Food. And glorious food.
It's day 5. My fish trap's yielding rich rewards, but man cannot live on fish alone. And in a bid to really thrive, I'm after bigger prey. But before I go hunting, I want to know what could end up hunting me.
Okay, interestingly, the carcass has actually definitely moved. So something will be caught on a camera trap because something's been eating this. Okay. Wow, immediately, what's that? Something eating the carcass. It's a lynx. Haha! No way! That's amazing. Just shows that there are big cats out there. A lynx isn't a man-eater, but it's a predator. And oh wow, we've got warthogs. There's warthogs on the carcass. Wow, look at the tusks on that. Wow. You would not want to mess with that. If I actually do manage to catch myself a warthog, I need to be so careful. These things are going to be dangerous. Look how much meat there is on that. In my opinion, that is the clincher. I need to set traps around the carcass. That's where the animals are. All I need to do is use the wire off that old boundary line to make snares.
I make 3 traps and block all other access with scrub. Each wire noose is attached to a long post, so if a warthog gets snared, it'll run. The noose will tighten, and the post will get caught up in the undergrowth.
As horrible as it may sound, it will strangle itself to death.
I've made the nooses too big to snag a lynx. I'm only after the warthogs. But I've been so busy today, I've taken my eye off the bigger picture.
I forgot to go fishing. I was so intent on setting snares for the warthogs that I didn't check the fish trap when all the fish were active, and they're not active now. They've all gone to bed or sleep or something. I really hope that I catch a pig. I really do. Tomorrow, fingers crossed, it's going to be a day of plenty.
One week in, and my land of plenty isn't quite living up to its name. If I'm lucky enough to trap a warthog, and it's still alive, I'm going to need a quick and efficient way to kill it. So I've made this crude-looking axe, attaching a rock with some old animal hide that I found.
Off to check the warthog trap. It's funny, isn't it? You come in thinking that you're going to be able to survive like a sand bushman, and you end up using poaching tactics.
I could be about to face an injured, frightened animal. That's when they're at their most dangerous and unpredictable.
First thing I'm checking for is this sound. I can't hear any commotion. No, all 3 posts are still here. All the traps are still in place. Trap's still set. Optimism still high.
But, caught up in my enthusiasm for pig trapping, I've failed to notice what's happening right in front of me.
For some reason, the water level has also gone down. Quite markedly. You can see where I did the fish trap. It's almost not there anymore. The wall is almost on dry land. So, it does show that the rains are overdue. The water is going down and down and down.
This trap has been my most reliable source of food, so I've now got a dilemma. Spend at least a day rebuilding it in deeper water, or concentrate my efforts on the warthog. It's an easy choice. I'm craving pig. Laying 2 more traps on the warthog paths will maximise my chances of catching one. I've now got 5 traps out in total, and the thought of bacon is driving me to distraction. Over the next 2 days, as hunger totally consumes me, I go back and forth, obsessively checking my traps.
Nothing. No bacon tonight.
My normal survival instincts seem to have deserted me. Everything has become about catching a warthog.
Nothing in the pig trap. And nothing in this one either. Bacon not on the menu today. Never mind. Here is the... Ooh. Well, I got a little bit excited there. There was two of the posts were on the sides, and I thought that they'd been triggered and had caught something, but they'd just been smashed over as well. So I wonder whether the warthogs have been back, but the traps haven't been effective enough to catch them.
Now, after all my obsessing over the hogs, my time here in Namibia is nearly done.
As far as catching pigs is concerned, it's game over for me. I'm exhausted. I am absolutely exhausted.
My decision to go all or nothing for the warthogs means I haven't eaten anything for days. This is not the way things were meant to go.
I have to admit, I've had enough.
After days of failure and nothing to eat, I've got one more full day here in Namibia to try and redeem myself and prove I can thrive and not just survive.
Woken up with a new frame of mind this morning. Yesterday I allowed the difficulty of the conditions, I suppose, and the difficulty of being a bit malnourished and a bit sleep deprived. I allowed that to get me down, and I started moaning and grumbling to myself internally in my head. And then I just thought, do you know what, Ed? Take responsibility for who you are and where you are, and the phenomenal setting that you're in and the incredible experience that you're having. Just own it. Take responsibility and chuck a load of positivity and love and energy at it. Grin widely and go, I can deal with this.
The lake's become a bit of a false security blanket for me. I'm going to cast it aside and head for the hills.
The fish trap is now pretty much unusable, and there's no way on my last full day here I'm rebuilding that wall. So there's going to be no fish today.
I need to go further afield and try and find some food.
Just this last little bit to climb, and then I'm at the top there. I was just taking a little rest at the top of this hill, thinking I'm just exhausted, and then a rock moved, and it's moving again. I got a tortoise. That is amazing. Proper food, a proper full stomach tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The Sand Bushmen consider these a delicacy. I know the meat's gonna be good.
Okay, killing animals is never easy, especially something like this big old tortoise. And that is dead.
I can't afford to waste any opportunity to get nutrients inside me. Even its blood is crucial.
That's a weird thing to do. The thought of it was quite disgusting. I've never drank the blood of a freshly killed animal before, but taste is good, really good. Okay, tortoise, blood, drinking, ticked off the list.
Cooking it in its shell will help protect it from the embers and retain as much moisture as possible.
I'm going to leave it in the embers for, I think, about 3.5 hours, I reckon, so it's nice and slow cooked. By late evening, this will be ready. I feel good. I feel strong after that blood, I have to say. I'm just going to scrape sand off the top. The shell has actually become puncturable, which I wasn't expecting at all. That makes it very easy to break into. This is tripe, and this is the intestines. Oh, look at that meat there. That is just... wow. Just utterly delicious.
After several days of nothing to eat, this is literally the best thing I've ever tasted.
Not a bad end to the trip, really. I've got a full belly. I've eaten well and well hydrated. I'd hope to be able to live here like the San do. But these guys have got so much experience. They've got so much knowledge that's been passed down over thousands of years, over generation upon generation. It's not possible to learn that fast. And so what I've had to do is just, you know, cobble by using my own knowledge. I've made a living.
It's my last morning in Namibia, and after last night's feast, I'm up early and full of beans. I've decided to use the tortoise shell for one last act of thriving.
There's a plant around here called shepherd's tree. I'm going to go and excavate some root, mash it up, and have coffee for the morning.
I add the root, then some hot rocks from the fire to boil the water.
And this is now the moment of truth. Just need to take the super-hooted rocks out. That's probably a good idea. Better way to start your day. Oh, that'll be the mouthpiece in. Oh, that does taste like coffee. That's amazing. That is extraordinary. That's so good to drink coffee in the morning. Can't tell you how much I've missed that. What a trip, eh? What a trip. I think for me the overriding theme of this particular mission was being surrounded by so many animals. To be able to literally look up and all the time see them and come close to, but not being able to catch them all. They've teased me, they've tempted me. Let's tell you what, just wanted to put in a little appearance right at the end to say, yeah, I'm still here, but you didn't catch me.
I sorted water, shelter and fire on my first night and began to eat well. But then my bacon obsession nearly ruined me. It was a tough lesson to learn.
Goodbye to my little camp. It's been extraordinarily comfortable, that little camp, over the time I've been here.
With my final last burst of energy, I pushed on and found the tortoise. I could live on those until I caught bigger game. But when the rains come, there'll be even more food around. That was the turning point from surviving to thriving.
Namibia at the end of dry season. Done. Done and dusted.